What is going on, guys? We are here with the UFC 319 official predictions. I know y'all been waiting on it, man. So we're finally here. We're going to give my main card predictions. I'm going to be honest, man. I'm feeling a clean sweep. I'm feeling a 5-for-5 performance incoming for the main card, guys. We're just going to talk about the main card. But kicking off the main card, without further ado, we got Tim Elliot. Can he pull off a crafty vet performance against the newcomer, Sakura, who just fought for the title in his last fight and lost and got dominated? But credit to him, it was against Pantoja, who seems to do that against everybody in the highest level of competition. So who we got? Tim Elliot versus Sakura. If Sakura is anything like what we expect him to be or what we think he is or will be, he's not going to lose this fight. You should not lose this fight. He should not have anything less than an early finish against Tim Elliot. Now, Tim Elliot, guys, crafty vet. He could have a crafty vet performance. But first of all, Tim Elliot is one of the worst ranked fighters in the UFC. Second of all, he has not fought since 2023. That's a red flag. He's also 38 years old in the flyweight division, and he's also just not very good. Okay, Tim Elliot, who is he's a pretty good wrestler, I will say. He's a crazy, awkward style who likes to fight at a high pace sometimes, but he also can't sustain it because his gas tank is not incredible. But there's that. Tim Elliot has potential to, he's obviously going to want to take this fight to the ground. But Tim Elliot just doesn't offer much. At this point in his career, there's no chance he beats a Sakura. He has a chance through fraud check. If Sakura does not win this fight, I'll be glad to say that he's a fraud. And the UFC competition is just so much better than all these other promotions. But Sakura is going to win this fight, and he's going to win this fight inside the distance. I expect a round 1, round 2 knockout victory. Even if Sakura goes the distance against Tim Elliot, I'm going to be a little bit disappointed. Now, Sakura levels above Tim Elliot on the feet, a lot more power. He's a lot slicker. He's going to be a lot faster. He's even bigger than Tim Elliot. Tim Elliot, also 3-inch reach advantage. Tim Elliott's going to try to get this fight to the ground. And the thing with Sakura is he's not just a dud on the ground. I know he got submitted and dominated by Pantoja. Pantoja is one of the best grapplers in the sport. Pantoja would even do that to a guy like Tim Elliot, who has good grappling, good anti-grappling. But I think Elliott's going to have a very hard time taking Sakura down. I think that's going to be his game plan, to try to pressure and to try to kind of be relentless with these takedowns. I still don't think he's going to have much success. He could take Sakura down. I don't see him finishing the fight on the ground. I think Sakura is going to try to work the clinch. I think Tim Elliott's going to try to work the clinch. And I think Sakura is going to hit him with some nasty counter in the pocket. When Tim Elliott tries to close the distance and shoot for a takedown, he does not have the cleanest takedown entries, man. And I think Sakura is sharp enough on the feet. We saw it a little bit against Pantoja. I could see Sakura landing a highlight reel knockout in round 1. A flying knee to the dome of Tim Elliott when he shoots in on a takedown. I can see him ducking under for a double, and Sakura sniping him with that flying knee. I can see Sakura also landing a nasty uppercut when Tim Elliott shoots these lazy, slow, because he's 48 years old, takedown. And Sakura is a sniper on the feet. He's very powerful. He's very fast. There's going to be levels. We're going to see levels. Even if he does get Sakura down, I don't see him finishing the fight. I think Sakura will be able to scramble back up to his feet. I think Sakura is just better everywhere outside of the grappling. I think he's going to be too much. He's too young, too quick, too fast, too powerful for Tim Elliott. So, yes, Sakura. I'm going Sakura by knockout. He better win this fight inside the distance, okay? I'm expecting him to win within the first 2 rounds, Sakura by knockout. But even if he gets a round 3 finish, I'll let him slide, okay? But there's no reason Sakura should lose this fight. I'm expecting, honestly, a highlight reel knockout. I mean, nothing less of this. Sakura should snipe Tim Elliott on the feet. Tim Elliott has no threat on the feet, no power from Tim Elliott's side. Sakura honestly should just disregard anything that Elliott throws at him on the feet and just go out there looking for a bonus, looking for a knockout, a highlight reel knockout to put yourself hopefully back in the top contention, title contention potentially in the flyweight division. Because if he beats Tim Elliott with impressive fashion, he could be bumped up to a top 5 contender. Let's move on. Enough with that one, by the way. Also, to close out the prelims, guys, go ahead and lock it in. King Green is getting clipped. Somebody, it doesn't matter who you are in 2025. If you're fighting King Green, you're hitting a clip, bro. King Green is the clip farmer, bro. He's a mythical fighter. A mythical fighter is anybody that's fighting King Green in the Big 2-5. Moving on to Jared Cananeer versus Michael Venom Page, guys. I'm going to be honest. I'm super confident in this pick. I'm super confident in Sakura as well. Like I said, we're going to sweep this card. But Jared Cananeer, versus MVP. MVP moving up to 85 again. He said, look, I thought that he wanted to stay at 170. It sounds like he can't get a lot of matchups or a lot of fights at 170. So he's back at 185 in the middleweight division against Jared Cananeer, the vet who's 48 years old as well. Michael Venom Page is not no young fighter either, though. But MVP is going to win this fight. I don't see Jared Cananeer having much success at all, I'm going to be honest. Michael Venom Page is one of the best strikers in the sport. Now, Michael Venom Page is not the traditional striker, kickboxer on the feet that's landing these nasty combinations, man. But Michael Venom Page, he manages distance so well, and he's nearly impossible to hit. Jared Cananeer packs a punch, has a lot of power. I don't think he's going to be able to even touch the chin of Michael Venom Page. I could see this being a very low output fight, and Michael Venom Page just clearly winning, but in boring fashion. But yes, Michael Venom Page is going to be looking to strike per usual. He's not going to be looking to grapple with Jared Cananeer. I think Cananeer, the thing about Cananeer is he can grapple to an extent. He's a decent grappler if he wants to be. But Michael Venom Page has been training his whole life to not get taken down, to make sure people do not grab a hold of him. And like I said, he's great at distance management. Michael Venom Page is not just an easy guy to grab a hold of. Jared Cananeer is going to be trying to clinch Michael Venom Page up. And I think that's going to leave a lot of opportunities on the table for MVP to chin him. I don't know if Michael Venom Page is going to knock Jared Cananeer clean out, but we've seen Jared Cananeer do the chicken dance, get rocked a lot. I think we're going to see that in this fight. I don't know if MVP is going to get him out of there, but I think MVP is going to be cracking him with that right hand. If Jared Cananeer tries to close the distance and clinch, that leaves opportunities for MVP to land a big bomb of a right hand. Also, again, I just don't think that Michael Venom Page is that easy to grab a hold of. I understand that's his weak point is, if you want to be MVP, I'm not going to lie, you either have to land a clean counter on the inside and knock him out, or you have to take him down. Jared Cananeer, I don't think is going to have the speed or the timing to be able to catch MVP on the way in. So maybe he tries to clinch him up and lands an elbow off the break or tries to take him down. But Michael Venom Page, I understand his grappling is his weak point, but he's also not an easy guy to take down. Now, I understand Jared Cananeer is going to be bigger. He's going to be more physical than MVP. But MVP has a couple tricks up his sleeve to not get taken down or even to scramble back up to his feet. I'm expecting a boring fight. I think MVP 30-27, maybe a 29-28. Maybe Jared Cananeer can steal, round 2 or whatever. But MVP is going to be emoting like he does. He's going to be landing 5 significant strikes per round to Jared Cananeer's 1. Maybe he'll land a leg kick. But I just don't see Jared Cananeer winning this fight. I don't see him landing a lucky punch to knock out MVP. I feel like this is an easy pick, honestly, guys. I'm going with MVP probably by decision. I could see a world where he knocks him out. I'm going to say MVP rocks him in round 1, but Jared Cananeer not necessarily bounces back, but recovers, but just is always a step behind against MVP. Maybe he tries to get his leg kicks going. MVP, wide stance. Also, like I said, he's not just easy to leg kick. I think Jared Cananeer is going to be a little bit content striking with MVP, and he's going to try to change his game plan when it's too late. He's going to try to clinch him up, and it's going to be too hard to do. He's going to get hit with some good shots on the way in. MVP is going to win this fight. Give me MVP by decision in boring fashion. I'm not super excited for this fight necessarily. Moving up the card, we have Jeff Neal versus Carlos Protesz. I'm so glad the UFC rebooked this fight. This fight was supposed to happen in UFC 314, I believe. Yeah, Volkanovski versus Lopez, which was already a stacked card. It lost even this fight, guys. It could have been even better, but Carlos Protesz versus Jeff Neal is a banger. This is a banger fight, guys. And Carlos Protesz is going to get this one done. The Fighting Nerds are going to continue to win. Even though Protesz lost his last fight, that was against slick, crafty Ian Gary. And Jeff Neal is not that slick, and he's not that crafty. I'm going to be real. Jeff Neal is a great fighter, don't get me wrong. He's a good win to have on your resume. I think Carlos Protesz is going to be too quick for Jeff Neal, because Jeff Neal seems to be sort of flat-footed at times. He's just willing to trade in the pocket. I don't think Protesz is just going to trade and box necessarily with Jeff Neal. He's going to land some combinations of his own for sure. I think Protesz is going to knock out Jeff Neal, actually. Carlos Protesz has otherworldly power in the division. I think his movement is going to be a problem for Jeff Neal. Like I said, Jeff Neal likes to trade in the pocket, just, tit for tat. I don't think Protesz is going to be there to be hit, because Jeff Neal's not a quick burst, quick twitch type of fighter like, Ian Gary was. Ian Gary would throw some quick twitch combinations in bursts and flurries. I don't see Jeff Neal doing that. He's looking to just bite down on his mouthpiece and throw these boxing combinations. I think Protesz is just going to get the better of him. I can see him landing counters. I can see Protesz even on the pressure. I think Protesz, I'm not going to say he's going to have his way in this fight. I think it will be competitive, but I think Protesz is going to be cracking him. Maybe Jeff Neal has one big moment, maybe a couple big moments. I think Protesz is going to get him out of there, okay? The fighting nerds have a little bit of plot armor. Carlos Protesz also is just a younger fighter. He's a better fighter. I think he's even the better striker. So really that's what it comes down to. He's going to have a significant reach advantage, 3-inch reach advantage at least. So 78-inch reach for Protesz, who's also super powerful. He wants to try to keep him at range. I think he can do so. I think Protesz is just another level striker in this division. And Jeff Neal is also a good striker. I think Protesz is just better. Give me Carlos Protesz. I could see a close fight decision, but I'm going to go Carlos Protesz by finish. Give me Carlos Protesz by knockout. Moving on to the co-main event, guys, I am excited for this fight. I wish we had an even better co-main event because this is a good fight, but not co-main event worthy in the Big 2-5. But Lerone Murphy, undefeated. I can't even say prospect anymore because he's like an old man, but Lerone Murphy's undefeated against Aaron Pico, who is the most hyped up MMA prospect ever. But he's sort of been a letdown, okay? Also, guys, just going to throw this out there. I'm not picking Aaron Pico. As much as I would love to pick Aaron Pico, and I'm actually rooting for him to win, I'm not falling for these mistakes again, guys. I'm scarred. I said to myself that I'm not picking another Bellator guy yet until I see something different because I'm scarred from Patricio Pitbull when I picked him against Yair Rodriguez. I'm scarred from when I picked Patchy Mix to beat Mario Bautista, guys. I can't get fooled 3 times in a row, all right, guys? I hope Aaron Pico wins. I think he has a better chance than even a Pitbull and a Patchy Mix. But this is a very, very, very hard matchup, a very tough fighter in Lerone Murphy to be making her UFC debut against. The thing about Aaron Pico, guys, I understand he's elite. He's an elite wrestler, elite boxer as well. Crazy power. But if you look at his fights in Bellator, he's dominating these guys, yes. But if you look at who he's fighting, they're FedEx drivers, bro. They're Amazon delivery drivers. They're DoorDash drivers, bro. You can just look at the people that Aaron Pico's fighting, and yes, granted to him, he's showcasing extreme skills, dominating these guys, but they're FedEx drivers, okay? You can tell they're not built for the UFC. They're not Lerone Murphys. And Lerone Murphy, although I don't love Lerone Murphy, he's not my favorite fighter to watch. He does have a win over a Josh Emmett, who Josh Emmett is not elite, but he's a good win. He also has a win over Dan Ige, who's kind of in the same boat, but they're power punchers. Pico's also a power puncher. I do think Aaron Pico is slicker than a Josh Emmett or an Ige. I don't think he hits as hard, but he is slicker on the feet, also has better wrestling. Now, I think Aaron Pico can win this fight if he really tries to implement the wrestling, but Lerone Murphy is a very good anti-grappler. He's a very good grappler. He has great takedown defense. Pico's going to be trying to get in the face of Lerone Murphy, and Lerone Murphy's going to be trying to do the exact opposite and fight at range and blast kicks on Aaron Pico. Now, this opens up opportunities for both guys because maybe if Lerone Murphy's blasting these leg kicks and body kicks, that can open up an opportunity for Pico to catch a leg and shoot a takedown. We've seen him do that before. But Pico comes in with a really high guard. His body's going to be exposed for the vicious leg kicks, or vicious body kicks, of Lerone Murphy, guys. Every time I think about this guy, I just picture Leon Edwards in my head. He's not even a southpaw, but for some reason I think he is. But Lerone Murphy, guys, it's a 50-50 fight, honestly. And I'm going to be going with Lerone Murphy because I cannot pick a Bellator guy again. My brain will not let me. I physically cannot do it. As much as I want Pico to win, I think he'll be better for the division. I think he's even the more exciting fighter than Lerone Murphy. I can't do it. But I do find it very, very interesting that Lerone Murphy is a decent little underdog on this fight. They don't have the odds up here, but Lerone Murphy's like a plus 150, which is very interesting, guys. I'm not advising you to bet that because we just don't know. I'm fading this fight, man. I would advise you to stay away from this fight just because, man, you don't know with these Bellator guys. I've seen it time and time again. You know, occasionally we'll get a Michael Chandler or an MVP who look great, phenomenal in their debut. Is Aaron Pico going to be closer to a Chandler or MVP? Or is it going to be like a Patchy Mix or Patricio Pitbull? I don't know, because Pico also was not even a champion in Bellator. He never reached his full potential. I understand he's still a young fighter. he has time to even develop even more, which he continues to get better and better from what I'm seeing. I'm going with Lerone Murphy by decision. Look, guys, I would love to pick Pico. I hope he proves me wrong. I hope Aaron Pico gets it done. I'm going Lerone Murphy. And finally, for the main event of the evening, guys, this is one of the most anticipated fights for the whole entire year. Dricus Du Plessis versus Khamzat Chimaev, guys. Give me Dricus Du Plessis by accident, bro. We're going with Khamzat Chimaev. Khamzat Chimaev is not going to lose this fight. It's all fun and games with Dricus Du Plessis, man, how he has the plot armor, and the memes are funny. The memes are great. I love them. He's not beating Khamzat Chimaev. Khamzat Chimaev is the heir to the throne, guys. He's supposed to be triple champ by now. If it wasn't for these uh, immune system issues and all of this, Khamzat Chimaev is a generational talent who is another worldly grappler. And everybody's saying, oh, Khamzat Chimaev is going to gas out after round one. We haven't. That's not a real thing. That's not a real thing. We have not seen this dude gas out. We've seen him get tired, sure. We've seen every fighter get tired and slow down as the fight goes, especially Dricus Du Plessis. Let's not act like he was not exhausted in the fight with Adesanya. Now, credit to him. He still won the fight, still found a finish, but let's not act like Dricus Du Plessis was not on his hands and knees in round four. But anyway, guys, Khamzat Chimaev, like I said, otherworldly grappler. And if you look at the last, exceptional grappler, which I wouldn't even say he's exceptional, but that Dricus Du Plessis has fought, it's Derek Brunson. Now, Derek Brunson and Khamzat Chimaev are not even in the same realm when it comes to MMA grappling, okay? Khamzat Chimaev would smash Derek Brunson. I'd give him a minute. I'd give him 60 seconds and he'd have that fight. He'd have Derek Brunson out of there. That's just the truth. And Derek Brunson was dominating Dricus Du Plessis early on. That's exactly what Khamzat Chimaev is going to do, who Khamzat Chimaev even has a better gas tank than Derek Brunson. And he's also, let's say 12 times more dangerous. Khamzat Chimaev is going to do what he does best. I don't want to see him change his game plan and try to just strike with Dricus. Maybe it throws him off, but I want Khamzat Chimaev to stick with what has got him to the dance, got him to a title fight, and that is wrestle. Wrestle early and often. Khamzat Chimaev is going to shoot across the whole octagon, take down Dricus Du Plessis. And DDP, yes, this is what he has going for him, okay? He's not an elite grappler. He's a good grappler. He's not elite. But I think he's just, what's the word? Extraordinarily strong. Extraordinarily strong. Yeah. I think that Dricus Du Plessis is just insanely physical and insanely strong. I think he's very, very strong for the weight class. That's what everybody seems to say, that they're just impressed by Du Plessis' strength. It's not even technique, which he can be technical when he wants to be sometimes, I guess. But Dricus Du Plessis is just super strong, and that's it. But I'm not buying into this, man. If Dricus Du Plessis does happen to beat Khamzat Chimaev, I promise you, I will never pick against Dricus Du Plessis ever again. But it's not going to happen. He's not beating Khamzat Chimaev, because anybody picking Dricus Du Plessis, which I'm not saying you're a casual if you are, you're basically saying that you believe that Khamzat Chimaev is going to gas out. That's what you're saying. And Khamzat Chimaev is the most dangerous fighter we have ever seen early on. I mean, do y'all really think y'all are saying, oh, all Dricus has to do is survive round one, which is not true? But do y'all think that Dricus Du Plessis can just survive the most dangerous grappler of all time when he gets him down? Maybe. But even then, Khamzat Chimaev is not a one and done fighter. It's a false narrative. Dricus Du Plessis is going to come in with his, karate blitz that he likes to do, which even if this fight goes later into the third, fourth, fifth round, and Dricus Du Plessis is shooting these karate blitzes, that leaves him open for a nasty double leg, a nasty takedown, Hamza to transition to the back. Khamzat Chimaev could win a decision, guys. We could be living in a world where Khamzat Chimaev wins a decision. I don't think that's out of the equation, but Khamzat Chimaev, one way or the other, is going to win this fight. I don't believe in Dricus Du Plessis' takedown defense. I don't believe in his submission defense. Maybe he can defend, a rear naked choke early, but eventually he's gonna get hit with something. And maybe Khamzat Chimaev just has to take him down multiple times. And maybe it takes him 3 rounds to do so. But Khamzat Chimaev is going to out-wrestle Dricus Du Plessis and show levels. He's going to bully him on the ground. And guys, we're talking about Hamza's going to gas out. I think we could see Dricus Du Plessis get very, very tired in this fight. And the reason I say that is we have not seen Dricus Du Plessis fight a grappler who's as relentless and on the high pace like a Khamzat Chimaev. And that's a different level of tired. We've seen Dricus Du Plessis get tired on the feet before from striking and eating body shots. What are you going to do? What's he going to look like when he's trying to grapple Khamzat Chimaev for 10 straight minutes at a high pace? I don't know, man. I'm just saying, I'm going with Hamza Shamayv by submission early on in the fight. I'm not going to be surprised if he goes out there, submits Dricus Du Plessis in the first round. And I'm going to be honest, nobody in the world is going to be surprised. Everybody's going to act like, oh, we saw this coming from a mile away. And even the people that picked Dricus Du Plessis are going to say, bro, well, obviously Hamzat was going to win, bro. We were just giving into the memes, bro. We didn't actually think Dricus was going to win. Come on, bro. Khamzat Chimaev is going to finish this fight early. Give me Khamzat Chimaev by submission. But anyway, guys, these are my official predictions. We'll run through them one more time. Khamzat Chimaev by submission. Lerone Murphy by decision. Carlos Protesz by knockout. I can see decision here, but Michael Venom Page by decision and Kaya Sakura by knockout. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed. Let me know in the comments what you agree with, what you disagree with. Let me know who you got. Dricus Du Plessis or Khamzat Chimaev. Let's be real, there's only one right answer. But I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Hit the like button if you enjoyed. Hit the subscribe button if you want to see more. And turn the post notifications on, man, because we're going to be live streaming on Thursday for the press conference. So you do not want to miss out on that, guys. I appreciate y'all once again, and we out.